Hey, travel buddies. I just watched this video here and it's breaking down the differences between budget travel and luxury travel. And it just got me to thinking, but not so much about the obvious money, more so about identity and why we travel. Because for many of us, especially first generation travelers, travel itself already seems like a luxury, right? So the real question becomes, is luxury travel actually worth it? Or are we just chasing someone else's version of comfort? If you're new here, welcome to Keisha's Corner, where we talk travel, lifestyle, and just building the life that you want, not just the one you inherited. So today we're going to react to a video comparing budget and luxury travel. But I want to take it just a little bit deeper and actually from a traveler's perspective. One thing this video did highlight is that travel is not about money, or at least not just about money. It's really about what type of traveler you are and getting to know yourself and finding what you like, what you don't like, what calms you, what keeps your nervous system at a reasonable level. So let's get into this video and let's see what you think.
Traveling to the same dream destination. One spends $1,000 sticking to budget flights, small Airbnbs, street food, and free or low-cost activities. The other spends $10,000 enjoying first-class flights, luxury resorts, gourmet meals, and exclusive experiences.
Now, I'm just going to pause right there because I want to know what you guys are feeling right now, just in that little bit. Now, when he said 1,000 versus a $10,000 vacation, now some people actually like 10,000. Where are you going? What are you doing for 10,000 for a $10,000 vacation? And then some people are saying, oh, $1,000, that's nothing. I'll do it a couple of times. So I'm just curious what you're thinking, where you are when he just introduced that difference.
But does spending 10 times more actually make the vacation 10 times better? I planned these trips as a true apples-to-apples comparison. Same destination, same number of days. We'll break down flights, accommodations, food, activities, and the overall experience to see the real differences between budget and luxury travel. By the end, you might rethink how you plan your next trip. Number 1. Flights comparison. Flights are usually the first place you notice the difference between budget and luxury travel.
Now that's a fact. If you can't get past that initial ticket price, you're not going on a luxury travel at all.
On the $1,000 trip, I flew economy with layovers, minimal legroom, and basic in-flight meals. It was fine, but after hours on a plane, the discomfort is noticeable.
Now, let's stop here. Does that matter for some of you? Because it certainly matters for me. For me, I know some people it just depends. If it's a quick flight, I can be uncomfortable for a little bit. But if we are going 4 hours or more, I'm going to need some leg room. I'm going to need some decent, I don't even eat on the plane. So scratch that. But let's get into it.
The $10,000 vacation, on the other hand, included first-class seats, fully reclining chairs, high-quality meals, and lounge access before boarding. The experience was far more comfortable and relaxing, and I arrived feeling refreshed instead of drained.
Now, for the travel buddies that have been here before, some of you all know that I am a travel advisor. So I do service clients on a budget travel and then also on the luxury side. So I find it interesting that when I watch this, of course, who doesn't love a little luxury? I'm like, yeah, more leg room, better food, more privacy. Somebody's coming to ask you if you need something, and depending on where you're going, what airline, you're getting blankets and everything else. But to someone who has never experienced that, maybe that doesn't matter so much.
But here's the key question. Is that level of comfort worth the extra thousands? If your goal is pure relaxation and luxury, it might be. But if you're more focused on exploring your destination, economy flights might be just fine. Number 2.
And before he gets into number 2, I do want to stress that too, that budget travel often offers more freedom, flexibility, not so much of a tight schedule, whereas luxury travel typically comes with the schedule because you have a plan. Somebody is preparing to serve you, take you on guided tours. They are They are creating a schedule based around your needs and what you want to do.
Accommodation comparison. Where your trip is spent makes a huge difference. For the budget vacation, I stayed in a small Airbnb, clean and functional, but limited amenities and minimal privacy. It worked, and it gave.
Listen, I'm not going to go through all of them. I'll just go through some of the top topics that come up when I am interviewing a client for, because typically before I book a vacation for somebody, I want to know what you want out of this vacation. What's your vibe? Is it celebratory? Is this a divorce and you need to get away? Is this a solo trip? Is this a family trip? Is this a party, turn up, whatever? What is the vibe? And then we talk about budget, because everything can be worked out.
Gave me the chance to live like a local, which had its own charm. The luxury trip. A 5-star resort with private pools, ocean views, and concierge service at every step.
Now, see, this is my jam right here. I've done both, and I do both, budget and luxury travel. That first room that he showed us, it's very budget. It's a bed. It's just a room somewhere safe for you to lay your head at night. That cannot be me. I just cannot. Anywhere I'm going, I don't care what it is, but I know who I am as a traveler. So we'll talk about that more. When you travel, you will certainly get to know more about yourself, what you like and what you don't like. And for me, that previous room, that's a no-go.
It felt indulgent, comfortable, and truly stress-free. However, it also cost a small fortune. Here, the difference isn't just about comfort, it's about the kind of experience you're looking for. Do you want privacy and pampering, or are you happy with simplicity and immersion in local life?
Typically people who have never traveled before or internationally, they have some trepidation just because they don't know what they don't know. But I will say this, you as a traveler, you are who you are, even in your everyday life. Some people are simplistic in their everyday life. Some people are a little bit more extravagant, a little more flamboyant, and really are into concierge services and just being waited upon. And there's nothing wrong with that. So please don't let me sound like an elitist or I'm hating on anybody that wants to spend that extra coin. It just has to make sense. It has to match your personality, and it certainly needs to match your budget, right?
Both have value, but they're very different experiences. Number 3, food comparison. Food is one of the most noticeable differences between a budget trip and a luxury vacation, and it can completely shape how you remember your travel experience. On the $1,000 trip, I focused on local eateries, street food, and casual restaurants. Every meal was flavorful, authentic, and gave me a real taste of the local culture. I could try traditional dishes, interact with local vendors, and experience food as the locals do.
Now, see, there are some people who can be hybrids. Like, I do consider myself a hybrid. Minus the little shabby room, but I do like to mix it up with the locals. I like to eat the street food. I like to know where they shop, where the pharmacy is. I like to learn a new language and just really immerse myself in the culture. I don't want to just be a visitor in somebody's space and not respect what they have going on there. Now, if that's not your thing, not your vibe, you are more of the stay on the resort, you don't really come out to the local settings, you just want to be more in a posh lifestyle. And again, there is nothing wrong with that. A lot of us, we work really hard every day. So if you want to take some time out and just get a good pampering, I'm all for that as well. That's what I call a hybrid.
The meals were inexpensive, filling, and often surprisingly memorable, even without fancy presentation or high-end service. On the $10,000 luxury trip, the experience was entirely different. I dined at Michelin-starred restaurants, enjoyed multi-course meals, perfectly plated dishes, and top-notch service that made each meal feel like an event.
That's what I'm talking about. I like each meal to feel like an event. And I'm only speaking for myself, so I just want to give you all balance of what budget looks like versus luxury. And you can do both. It just depends on what type of traveler you are, what type of experience you're looking for, what your goal is when you are traveling. If you are the type of person that likes to hop buses, you like to mix it up with the locals, you like to meet people, touch people, and just and say what's up and be the wanderer, then I would say budget travel is probably better for you. That will allow you more free time to move around without feeling so restricted by whoever is hosting you. On the other hand, if your goal is peace, restoration, and just not thinking about the logistics of it all, luxury can be transformative. If you want minimal stress, value time over money, you prefer curated experiences, maybe balancing a demanding life or responsibilities, then yeah, let's do the luxury. Let's kick our feet up. Let's get the butler in here. I don't want to clean up anything. Also, a part of knowing who you are as a traveler means knowing the vibes and the environment you want to be in. When I travel, unless it's a family event, I don't want to see kids, my kids, anybody's kids on vacation. I don't want to hear mommy, mommy at all. I just want everybody to be a grown adult and having grown adult fun conversations and good times.
The attention to detail was incredible. The question is whether extravagance automatically makes the vacation better. For me, both experiences were rewarding. The budget meals offered authenticity and adventure, while luxury dining delivered comfort, spectacle, and pure indulgence.
This is exactly why I say vacation is very much personal. I do not just go on vacation with anybody for anything, just because I wouldn't want to ruin somebody else's trip with how I view a good time versus how they view a good time. And also for me, I will introduce representation. Representation matters to me. What's the point of going somewhere on, even if it's a luxurious, marvelous vacation? If there's no one there that looks like me, understands me, or mistreats me just based on aesthetics, I don't care how luxurious the place is. If I don't feel comfortable or I don't feel like I belong or I'm treated, because there are a lot of places you travel, you will be the only person that looks like you look, or you will be the only person with the American accent or American ways. That's to be expected. But there are also places where you will never see anyone that looks like you, and you will never see someone who understands you, and they may not treat you well. So these are all things that you should consider, even whether it's budget, whether it's luxury travel. And for many Black travelers, especially first generation ones, luxury travel is not just about comfort, it's about access. Some people, once they actually get that opportunity to plan for a nice vacation, they're not necessarily asking, hey, how do I want to feel? What is the sun like there? Or what's the vibe? Who am I bringing along with me? Are there activities that we would enjoy? Some people are just, oh, it's Dubai and everybody goes to Dubai. And I have Dubai money now, so I'm going to Dubai. But that may not be the setting for you. So again, traveling is not just getting from A to B, it's also getting to know who you are and what floats your boat. And let's just be honest, traveling in itself for some of us is a milestone. A lot of us did not grow up traveling internationally. So that's a big deal in itself. You don't know what you don't know until you experience it. So I say get out there and experience it. Sometimes luxury travel is all about undoing scarcity mindset. It is about allowing yourself and giving yourself permission to relax. And so let's talk about what's relaxing to you. Activities being one of them. We all have a varied thoughts of what activity should be, especially in a group setting. You should always talk about what you are into. You can be an adventurous person wanting to do zip lining, wanting to jump off mountainsides and all of those things. And then you have a travel partner who really just likes to sunbathe and listen to music on the beach. Again, nothing wrong with either one, but you need to know who you are and who you are traveling with.
Activities are one of the biggest ways a trip can feel completely different, and this is where budget and luxury travel really diverge. On my $1,000 budget trip, I focused on self-guided exploration, free walking tours, local cultural experiences, and hiking or sightseeing that didn't cost much but were highly immersive.
And let's be honest out there. Everybody says hiking and sightseeing. I love a sightsee excursion, but I'm not hiking anywhere. That's not my jam. So you see how I know who I am as a traveler? I would never go out with a bona fide hiker and say, yeah, let's do these activities, and I'm not with that at all. That's crazy.
Planning and effort were required, from figuring out routes to researching local customs, but the sense of adventure and discovery made every activity feel personal and memorable. I could wander off the beaten path, stumble across hidden gems, and interact with locals in ways a luxury trip doesn't always allow. On the $10,000 luxury vacation, everything was curated. Private tours, VIP access, expert guides, and exclusive excursions that required zero effort on my part.
Now, see, that's what I was talking about earlier. When you are on a luxury vacation, typically that is the point of luxury. So you can just veg out. So you don't have to think too hard. You don't have to do too much because you do that already in your normal life, right? So the goal is for you to come here, relax, see what you want to see, eat what you want to eat, be who you want to be, even on a luxury vacation. So you just have to be mindful of what you're trying to do, what type of time you're trying to take. Again, me personally, I don't like a rigid schedule. I want to wake up and have an option to do an excursion if I want to. I want to wake up drinking mimosas sometimes early in the morning, and that may not be conducive to an early morning hike.
No crowds, no waiting, and seamless experiences made travel effortless. Ultimately, both approaches can create incredible memories. It just depends on whether you value spontaneity and adventure or convenience and comfort.
So I'll just pause the video there for a quick recap. When traveling, does representation matter? Does it matter that you're welcome versus tolerated? First generation travelers are a real thing. Experiences are yet to happen. Will you now give yourself permission to enjoy life on a budget or in grand, large fashion? Remember, budgeting doesn't mean cheap. It actually means you're intentional about your travel. So the next time you plan a vacay or a quick getaway, just ask yourself a few questions first, like, how do I want to feel? What do I consider valuable? Do I want to immerse myself in the culture or in the lifestyle? Or am I just here for a beach vacation in the tan only? Am I here for the vibes only? Either way, it doesn't matter. Travel and experience will always be your best teacher. If you've enjoyed this video and if anything I've said has made you rethink life even just a little bit, be sure to like, comment, share, and most definitely subscribe. I'm Keisha, and this is my corner.